The I.O.W. Network.
I.O.W. Sports. I.O.W. Sports. I.O.W. Sports.
It's I.W. Sports. What up, world? Welcome to the 26th episode of I.O.W. Sports. It's your boy, Welcome on in the building. You know who that guy is.
What's good?
You know, I'm rocking my whole new outfit, all new wardrobe. You know, that's the damn, my team lost in the Super Bowl. I'm ready to move on to a new sport wardrobe.
Trying to jump into some baseball.
Yeah, trying to jump into some baseball. Yeah, you know, hey, football done. You know, I'm done with that.
Done with that.
I'm done with that. We'll talk about the Super Bowl in just a minute, but let's get, you know, the house cleaning in order, get all that, preliminaries out of the way. So if you want to get more information on I.O.W. Sports and as well as our sister network companies like I.O.W. the podcast, R-Bob, Daddy Cooks, going over to www.ioftenwonder.com. You can get all the information on what we got going on with those projects.
Right.
You can also go to the Patreon, get some merch. Merch. You know, I ain't, you know, like I said, I'm in my new sports season attire, so we'll get to that merch. I know my shirt coming in too. I'm
mine's
waiting.
Coming in.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that.
I can't wait for that.
We be in uniform.
Yeah, we be in uniform. We'll have our I.O.W. Sports hoodies and T-shirts popping. You can go over to Bonfire.
Right.
J. Edwin Collection and cop that merch too.
Right.
Just saying.
You can be in uniform too.
Be in uniform too. So now that we got that out the way, we gonna go ahead talk about that Super Bowl last night.
What? There was a Super Bowl last night?
Well, one team showed up. So I mean, you know, not the other team. They were there, but they weren't there. But just in case if you weren't paying attention, last night the ending of the NFL season came to a conclusion. Big ups to the NFL for actually pushing through and making sure that they got that whole season done.
Right.
So shout out to all the people in the background that don't get all the shine that made it possible. All the teams, 32 teams, their medical team and all that, they made it a whole season, got it done. So far, the NFL is the only sports entity that has started their season on time and finished on time. So kudos to the NFL, but the conclusion, of course, is the Super Bowl. Tampa Bay Buccaneers put a beat down on my Kansas City Chiefs, 31-9. Game wasn't even close. It was, in my opinion, was done at halftime. So we didn't get the dream matchup for the build-up for a whole 2 weeks of GOAT versus baby GOAT. It was the GOAT pretty much planting his flag and saying, I'm still that GOAT. I'm still that guy. I'm still it. Tom Brady got his 7th Super Bowl ring. That's, I mean, say what you want about the guy. That's impressive. You know, you can say whatever in the world you want. That is
your
impressive.
Girl, Black Barbara Walters going in early.
You know, y'all just go ahead, BB. Talk. I mean, I'm cool. You know, I can take it. Hey, my team didn't show up. I'll give my take on it, just in case you didn't catch last night's debut edition of the late night sports talk with me. I debuted that show. It ain't nothing fancy. It's just
shout out, man. I like that.
Yeah, it's
taking initiative.
Hey, it ain't nothing special. It's just me and the camera.
Need to hire this nigga
talking my shit about sports. So you know, hey, it is what it is. If you caught the episode, you'll see episode 2 tonight. Later on tonight, it's for all my night owls. If you up, you know,
right.
Make it interactive. Come holler at your boy Wild Card.
So while we plugging,
yeah.
I want to give big ups to my man Lamar over here.
Oh, word.
Man, let me tell you something. We had our this is a sidebar, but it's necessary. So we had our production meeting earlier this year, and I said, man, Lamar, I'm gonna give you the sports show, let you have that.
Yeah.
Boom. and he took it and ran with it, man.
Yeah.
He doing a good job.
I ain't gonna lie, trying to get guests for a show is hard. So sometimes if you just end up with me and Mel, it is what it is. I mean, well, we gonna talk our shit and talk some sports, but go ahead.
But I wanted to point out that, and also that Lex, slow down. I can't be talking and read your comments, nigga. But I want to say is that we adding that to the I.O.W network. So it hopefully everything goes smooth. We would be debuting that.
Yeah.
March 1st.
Yeah.
March 1st, we should be debuting the I.O.W network, and we gonna put the man of the midnight hour.
Yeah, I'm a night owl.
Live on the radio station. So
yeah,
big shout out to that. But anyway, back to the sports.
Yeah. So back to the sports. I'm gonna go ahead because I kind of.
And she said, and let's say big ups to you.
Of course, I appreciate that, BB. I kind of on my debut episode last night. I did a little bit of venting.
Right.
The emotions were fresh. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and then, because then I'm gonna speak on it, and then that'll be my last little bit of funeral of this NFL season with my Chiefs, and I'll be done with it. And I'm on the baseball and basketball. So I'm gonna let you do what you rock.
Well, first of all, let me say I picked Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I know you did.
Just want to say that.
You did.
No, but in some ways it was disappointing.
Oh, it was very disappointing.
In some ways it's disappointing because you expected for the build up. Hey man, this is gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be a high scoring game, shootout.
I thought it'd be a last possession type of game.
Yeah, last possession type of game. But here's the thing, and this is where I give Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs their props. The whole time the game was going on, I wasn't saying they was out of it.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And that's big props to a team. Because, they was playing somebody else. Third quarter, I'd have been like, man, you can turn this off. You know what I'm saying? I can go to bed earlier today,
Yeah, talking about the Bucks were playing somebody else?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, the Bucks were playing somebody else.
Yeah.
I would have turned it off. At least by the third quarter, I turned it off.
Yeah, been done with it.
But it was into the fourth quarter. I was like, shoot. You know what I'm saying? They might come back. And now when Tampa Bay and the defense was like celebrating, I was like, calm down, ain't over with. Because they have the ability to turn that mug on quick.
Yeah.
So that to me, that's a big shout out to Kansas City. So all you Kansas City fans, if it's something you want to hang on to that. Because if you have a team that could be down 22 points going into the fourth quarter, and you still don't know whether or not they're gonna come, they have a chance to come back. That's speaking volumes to your team.
Facts.
And it wasn't like they wasn't playing. They was playing like Carson Wentz or somebody. They was playing a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady did his thing. Now going more dissecting the game, Tampa Bay defense was like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? I love defense, so for me,
hey, I'm with you on that too.
For me, that was entertaining.
Yeah, it was.
Watching them guys fly around, watching them crash in the backfield and stuff like that. Man, I was entertained.
Yeah.
Of course, you wanted to see more competitive on both sides, more competition on both sides. But from a person who loves defense, man, I was like, wow. JPP was coming in, Shaq, and even, Sue was coming in. I'm like, this nigga trying to resurrect his career.
Yeah, Vita
Vea, all four of them. And then, that defense, man, is going to be a force to record if they can keep that up. Then you got to give Todd Bowles his props for a good scheme, good game planning, because Mahomes was looking like,
right.
I don't know what to do, bro. Every time I look up, niggas in my face.
I said it last night. That boy was running like he owed some child support.
Right.
That boy was running like he was running from IRS
right.
for real. Like he was trying to avoid some charges. Like he was on parole or some shit, bro. He was running.
He was running, and that. We will. He had a bad toe. But you know what? I think he re-injured that toe. And the reason why I say that, if you watch that first half, he was running. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until like I came in, it was the second half, or beginning of the third quarter, something like that. Then he started hobbling.
Yeah,
I think he kind of re-injured that toe because he was looking pretty sharp.
I would say that before the game even started, they were saying like whether he was going to have surgery on it or not. But I mean, even in his presser after, he said, "Look, I'm not putting this on my toe. We got to ask for it."
Right.
So, you know,
nobody expect for him to shut down that high power offense.
Kept him at the end zone, bro.
Yeah, man, they ain't even score, man.
Not one time.
Now here's another thing that I want to say that the Chiefs can hang their hat on. For Patrick Mahomes to be in the league, what's his third year?
Fourth year, third year starting.
Right, fourth year. Let's say third year starting.
Yeah.
To never go into a playoff game or into the Super Bowl and not score
a touchdown.
That shows something good on your side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To have a lot of firsts to happen at this time, all those stats they start running, just the first time it's ever happened. That shows how good Kansas City is. So we know they'll be back.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So you know they'll be back. So it's nothing to, I think, as a Kansas City Chiefs fan, to hang your head down on. Because they'll be back.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like when you seen Philly go, it's like, niggas ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying? who was before there? Carolina win.
Yeah.
And
Atlanta.
You know what I'm saying? When those teams went, they was just the hottest team for that year.
At that moment.
Yeah.
But they couldn't, replicate it.
Right. So
yeah.
I think that,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I think that they will be back several times. Now speaking on Tampa Bay side, I think Brady played one of his best games for the playoffs. Because he wasn't looking too sharp throughout the playoffs. I mean, he showed flashes here and there, but especially we talked about the Green Bay game. It took him a while to get started in the Saints game.
Yeah.
So throughout the playoffs, he wasn't looking sharp. Then
3 interceptions in Green Bay.
Right. Then you look at Gronk. Gronk was looking like Gronk back in New England Gronk. I mean, Antonio Brown contribute.
Yeah.
And you look at the main people contribute, they was not on that team last year.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Fournette off the waiver wires. And that's what we had talked about. I said that's gonna be the key, that running game. If they can get that running game established, that's the key to victory. And you see, when they got that running game, play action work, some screens was working, all those things start working because of that running game. And then you saw also towards the end, it just started wearing down that defense. And that fourth quarter, when they ran like 5 straight plays, and Kansas City couldn't stop them. They was wore down by then. You knew they was gonna run. It was like they know.
Hello, ding dong.
At the same time,
what are we gonna do?
Right. At the same time, it was like Brady might take a shot. That's why they didn't stack the box. So that just shows you that game plan was well thought out.
Oh yeah.
And I gotta give Brady his props.
Oh, you got to.
Gotta give him his props, man.
Look, I mean, I'm right there with you. I mean, I did have a dog in this fight, but just being a realist and a person with 2 eyes and taking objectivity out of it, which being on this side of the microphone, you got to be objective. And so if there's one thing that I learned from doing this is no matter if that's your favorite team or not, you got to be objective.
Got to be objective.
So the Buccaneers' key to victory.
You got to cry at home.
Yeah.
You can't get on the air and start.
You got cry off camera.
Right.
Go boo-hoo somewhere else. And they ain't going to see it.
And then jump on back in.
Yeah, so Tampa Bay won this game because they stuck to their game plan.
Right.
Kansas City has seen this defense kind of scheme all year round. They were going to rush 4, maybe 5 at the most, drop everybody back in coverage. Tampa Bay was not going to let Tyreek do that again, like he did in Week 12. That was a given. So they was like, look, we got a great solid 4 up front, get a push and get after it. Tampa Bay took advantage of mistakes that were done by the Chiefs.
Right.
I know people want to talk about the penalties, but take the penalties out of it. If you really look at the game, Kansas City's punter gave the Buccaneers offense a short field. They only had to go
2 or 3 times.
They were already in field goal range because you shanking punts.
Right.
Then you get a penalty on the field goal try, gave them a new possession. Your defenses already did their job and stood pat and made sure that they held them to a field goal, and then you screw that up.
That's the thing I didn't understand was that for them to have been there before, they act like they haven't been there before. I mean, you know, your Honey Badger and him going all in Brady's face.
Yeah. Like what do you? Chris Jones got a personal foul.
Right.
Tyrann Mathieu had a personal foul. So, like I'm saying, like especially all you Kansas City fans, take the penalties away from it. Right. There was some shoot yourself Plaxico Burress moments. The Chiefs did. They shot themselves in the foot a couple of times. Like those personal fouls. What are you doing that for?
This is
the Super Bowl.
This is the Super Bowl. You can't be letting
This is the Super Bowl.
Right.
What are you jumping in that mess for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then your punter is just, I don't know if it was nerves. I don't know what the hell he was doing.
I don't either.
He shanked like 2 punts yesterday.
Yeah.
So the Buccaneers took advantage of things that fell their way.
Right.
Whether you want to call the officiating janky, I mean, me personally, yes, it was janky. It was a questionable cause. I'm only saying that because when you got Nate Burleson and you got Boomer Esiason, guys who played in the league at halftime of that game said, look, the refs are kind of interjecting themselves in this game a little bit too much. That you could take what that says and run with it with every way. In my eyes, that's saying that, hey, we were former players, officiating needs to back out a little bit because this is the Super Bowl. Let the players determine this shit. And
I can see that. I think my thing is, speaking on that, if you're going to, I'm not saying what I feel about it right now, but I'm going to say this. If you're going to call that kind of game, call it equally.
Yeah. Or just be consistent with it. The Buccaneers and the Packers game, they could have been holding calls throughout that whole game.
Right.
They let them play pretty much until it was an obvious call. Like even the last play when the guy literally tugged his shirt.
Right.
That's holding. Okay, we get that. But for the most part, they let them play because it's a trip to the Super Bowl. Let them play. Let the players play. And so we talked about that throughout the whole NFL season. Consistency with the officiating. And to me, it was a little janky in that first half. I'm not going to say so much in the second half, but I definitely will for sure say in the first half, it was a little janky. But getting back to my point, Tampa Bay took advantage of mistakes. Whether you want to call it janky officiating or not, they still took advantage of it. They get the holding call, deep ball before the half. They convert. They get a touchdown. At some point, I know your defense, you're tired. Your offense isn't helping you out. They're not, sustaining drives.
Right.
They was tired. They was tired before halftime. Literally, those calls that the Chiefs were getting called upon, especially when the interception, that you could see they were defeated. They were deflated. And I'm like, what's going on here?
And that's going back to my point again. So I didn't understand. You've been here before.
Been there before. You was just there.
You was just there last year. Why are you acting like rookies?
It was
the first time y'all played in the Super Bowl. And that's what was really baffling me. I was like, why are they acting like that? It should be like, all right, let's get our composure.
And,
we've been here before.
And that's what's crazy.
Right.
And
throughout the whole season, they've been like, we're back. We coming back.
Just to piggyback off what you just said, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, literally the only person that you could say that had Super Bowl experience was Tom.
And Gronk.
And Gronk. Right. Okay, but there's 2 out of 52.
Technically you can throw in Antonio. Right?
Yeah, Antonio, he's been there before. But
besides that,
but you talking about pretty much a whole team that hasn't been in that position before. And then you got a team that was just there.
Right.
And
they look more poised.
They look more poised. They look more mentally ready for that game than the Chiefs did. And they were just there. And kudos to Tampa Bay.
Right.
Because they did that. They dominated a team that literally nobody had a real answer for.
Right.
And I give them the credit. But on the flip side, I will say this. and this is kind of my Chiefs key to why they got defeated.
Okay.
Andy Reid called the worst game I've ever seen him call. You knew 2 weeks ago, even going out of the AFC Championship game, you was already down your starting right guard who went in and took the leave of absence to go help with Corona, Louvene Tardif. You knew that. So you played the whole season without him. Mitchell Schwartz, your starting right tackle, has been out weeks, already on IR, not coming back. You knew that.
Right.
So you already knew that your O-line was going to be patchwork for majority of the season. So now you get to the Super Bowl. You already knew that you lost your starting left tackle, Eric Fisher, at the AFC Championship game. So you got 2 weeks to prepare for that four-headed monster that was coming.
Right.
And you did nothing.
I didn't even see, like you have the back chips on the people.
Bro,
I didn't see
didn't we say
stuff.
that leading up to the Super Bowl?
That you would see, like, okay, chip them, slide out, dump it off. That's what the Buccaneers was doing.
I swear we talked about that literally the whole 2 weeks. So in between AFC Championship game and yesterday in the Super Bowl, we done 4 shows.
Right.
And we've said it at least 4 times. You got to slow that pass rush down.
Right.
Chip something.
Right.
Play calling. He was still calling up play calls, leaving 2 backups who were trash, Mike Rimmers on the left side, who got beat by a drum by Shaquille Barrett in 2015 when he was a Bronco and Rimmers was a Panther.
Right.
He's seen this before.
Right.
Oh, this dude, we easy going to use this motherfucker for a snare drum. Oh, this is nothing. Then you got Andrew Wiley on the right side, who's hasn't been adequate. And JBP and Shaq Barrett just pretty much all night had they way.
And then
man,
Sue was bull rushing them. It was just like, my God.
Hey, Todd Bowles drew up the most immaculate
I think
game
Sue
plan.
and Vita Vea didn't get a lot of credit because you got to look at the intangible stuff.
Yeah.
The fact that Sue and Vita Vea was pushing those
not only were they pushing up front in the middle, not only were they doing that, but if you were paying attention on some of those TE stunts,
right,
where the tackle comes out and the end comes in, and tackles literally comes on the swoop,
right.
Vita Vea and Sue was right there on those stunts,
right.
So whether it was stunts or just push up the middle, that whole front 4 should have got MVP in my opinion,
right? Because
you literally took a high-powered offense and shut it down,
turn the switch off,
turn it off, lights out, call it a wrap,
right?
Kansas City couldn't do nothing. And this is why I was irritated with Andy Reid's play calling, because I'm like, you can't sit here and keep trying to think that you're going to Mahomes magic out of this.
But you know what's funny?
He didn't scheme nothing for that mess.
Here's the thing that's funny. When they came back out the half, that drive, they were moving the ball.
They were.
They changed the way they was doing
You know why? They started with the draw plays.
Yeah, and that was working.
And it was working.
And then all of a sudden they went right back to, I was like, wow. My thing is like,
if you were upset, imagine me in my house yesterday, dog.
The whole thing is, you got to get this man some time. So how do you do that? Draw plays, screens, stuff like that. Chips,
angle routes,
right? Something like that that's going to slow that rush down.
Things we talked about.
Don't have to say, okay, look,
for 4 episodes,
right?
Things we talked about for 4 episodes, and we don't get paid millions to do that,
right?
And this is what drove me crazy about that game, because I said the matchup that will determine this game is Bucks D-line versus Chiefs O-line.
Right. And
the whole world knew that. So Andy Reid, you can't sit here and say that you're totally oblivious to where the Super Bowl is going to be won and lost at.
Right.
Because honestly, I think the Chiefs defense actually played adequate. But when you on the field majority of the time, and your offense isn't doing nothing, that goal line stand, I'm thinking, oh, we got a game now.
That's what I said. I said, it was going to be a game.
Oh, we got a game now.
On that call, too, I want to bring that up. Why didn't you put Fournette in? He a bigger, stronger back.
I mean, Ronald Jones is still adequate.
I mean, I'm not saying that.
No, I get what you're saying.
But I'm saying, but
Leonard Fournette's that more bruiser.
You think about when Ronald Jones had that second push. If that been Fournette,
Yeah.
He's more powerful.
He's that more bruiser.
He might have got that
you.
second
I got
push,
you.
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm not going to downplay that play call.
I mean, they won, so I can't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I just one of the things I was noticing.
I think that was just a great tackle by Damian Wilson.
Yeah, it was a good
He
tackle.
met him in the hole.
He had him right on.
And stopped him. And then
Stood him up.
He stood him up. But for that to happen, and then you go out and Travis Kelce, who's a veteran, been in that moment, drops that third down conversion, and now you got to punt again, and now your punter just shanked again. So I mean, say anybody can say what you want about the officiating. The Chiefs shot themselves in the foot.
Right.
Andy Reid did that offense no justice by knowing you had to stop that rush. Sometimes you let those wackadoos of a tackles on the island by themselves,
right?
Which made no sense. There was no chip whatsoever. I was having a chat with a couple people and say, "Oh, I hate chip." I'm like, no. A chip is when your running back or a tight end comes and puts a motherfucker on their ass,
Right?
And then go out for a route. It wasn't none of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The play calling to me just didn't make no sense at all. You trying to get a intermediate and deep routes ran for a guy that's already under pressure by the time he hiked the ball.
For your speed to work, you need time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I think
we were the slants in the game.
That's what I was like. You got speed with Tyreek. And why'd you quick slants?
Bro.
And then let him try to open up something. Now I will say this though. Every time he touched the ball, it was on him.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
The whole defense as a whole, even when Travis Kelce got 10 catches, 133, but he didn't get no yak.
Right.
There wasn't no yards at the catch.
There was none.
One thing, if there were any completions, they were tackled immediately.
Right.
Tampa Bay was sure on the attack. They shored that up. You're not getting off. None of that run at the catch, none of that.
Right.
So, I mean, but Andy Reid could have alleviated a lot of those problems. Because to me, especially if you got tight end like Travis Kelce and you got Tyreek, literally line them up on the same side. You can easily the safeties were so far down the field.
Them niggas in Disneyland.
Bro, literally, if you just run Travis Kelce up the seam and have Tyreek run a slant right under that, you just created space. You can let him get that run after catch.
Right.
But I'm like, for you, Andy Reid, to be such a genius, which, I mean, for the most part, he is an offensive genius. But sometimes he gets so damn stubborn and too cute for his own damn good. I just didn't understand that whole offensive game plan at all.
So let me ask you this. Now, after the Super Bowl, after what you saw, what does that do for Bieniemy's legacy?
I'm gonna be honest.
Would that put his sorry, I want to use. Let me say it like this then, because I can't think of the right one to use. But would that not have coaches calling for him now even less? I'm gonna say this. I don't think him not being hired wasn't his fault. I'm just saying that most organizations, they know what they're looking for, right? And
they're looking for a certain type.
Okay.
And maybe BME just doesn't fit the type.
Okay.
That's cool. But I will say, him not actually doing the play calling and just having an input on the offensive game plan is doing him no justice. Because if you're going to make decisions and be hired for that, then you need to show the ability that you can.
Right.
And since he's not calling the play calls, I'm not sure, most franchises are actually seeing him as a person that can make the decisions.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's not making those offensive decisions. Having an input and making decisions, two different things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, having input, okay, we can get anybody to have input.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a bad example, but I want to come to my head. Dan Campbell got a job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
so it's like, I still don't understand how they're not.
I'm going to say this because I listened to Deion Sanders' 21st and Prime podcast a lot.
Okay.
There was something that he didn't know. He's never left details about certain teams that were pursuing him for coaching in the NFL, but he knows that, it's a game. It's who you know.
Right.
It's these franchises are hiring agencies, and they come up with a list. And unless you know somebody that knows somebody to get you on that list, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty much at that point where, good luck trying to get that job.
Right.
So I'm not saying that's, the situation at hand that Deion has dealt with, that Bieniemy is. But, me personally, I would hire him.
Right.
But you get a lot of advantages when you have Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback. You get a lot of advantages when you get Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill as your receiving option. So maybe people are looking at it that way. Like, bro, you kind of got the riches of the riches. So what can you really do with decision makings? Because if he's going to get a coaching position, he's more than likely going to go into a team that sucks.
Right.
Ain't no Travis Kelce.
Right.
Ain't no Tyreek Hill. Ain't no Patrick Mahomes. So maybe that's playing into it. I don't know. I mean,
well,
we'll see.
Well, speaking of legacy,
yeah.
So how did that game speaks to Mahomes' legacy?
I mean, honestly, I didn't, and I said this before going into the Super Bowl. I don't think this game hurt his legacy, because we all saw the man was he was going down on the sword. You know what I'm saying? He was going down with the ship on like some Titanic shit.
Right.
Like the dude literally was looking like Superman was damn parallel to the ground. Did you see that throw, bro?
Man, let me tell you something, bro. I was looking like,
Did you see that?
This nigga is doing the impossible.
Like literally, like he was like the last airbender. Like,
right.
Like, did you see that, bro? Like I'll be happy if I could just make that throw literally standing upright. Like
he made a couple throws. I don't know, one he
on the run.
He was getting tackled.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about the parallel one, but he had threw it in the end zone.
Yeah, and it hit Tyreek in the helmet. Yeah, that could have been a touchdown.
How accurate that was.
And he threw it right over the defender.
Right.
And he hit Tyreek right on the head. And then the one when he was going sideways hit Darrell Williams right in the face. So you can't tell me he didn't give you a chance to catch the ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like this dude's going down with the ship. He was like, look, I don't care how many points we down, I'm still fleeing this motherfucker.
They all out there.
Hey, I give Mahomes his props. To me, that earns him more legacy points than actually winning that game. Just because you know that there's a guy that's literally going to go down fighting no matter what. He didn't care what the scoreboard was.
Right.
He went down fighting. And I wish the team and the coaches would have had the same mentality, and we might be having a different discussion about the Super Bowl.
Right.
So I don't think that tarnishes his legacy.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that early success might harm people's opinion of him after this game.
True.
I think because you're comparing him to his early success. You're saying, well, he did this and this and that. You know what I'm saying? But you got to realize.
Look at his first 3 years.
He can only get better.
Look at his first 3 years.
Right. He can only get better.
He started 3 years in the season. He started 3 years in the league. First season of 2018, he gets the AFC Championship game.
Right.
Second year, he gets the Super Bowl, wins it. His third year starting, gets the Super Bowl. He may have lost it, but name quarterbacks that in their first 3 years starting have done this.
Right.
So to your point, yes, a lot of people are going to jump on, he ain't to go, blah, blah. Name another quarterback that has done this.
Right.
Even though he's only gotten one Lombardi out of those 3 years, most quarterbacks don't even get that one.
And, you look at like, on this, how many more years Brady got, really? Honestly, I mean.
Brady's definitely, let's switch over to Brady's legacy.
I mean, I wasn't gonna switch, but we go ahead. But
no.
I was gonna make that comparison.
Okay,
let's make that comparison. I go to
go ahead. Do that.
So my point to Brady is that Brady, let's be charitable and say may have 3 more years. Let's say 4.
Now four is pushing it.
Let's just say 4 to be charitable.
Okay, that's real charitable.
Let's say you got 4 more years.
You over here making a wish over here.
When you get to that 3rd and 4th years, Father Time's gonna kick in.
It has to at some point.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, yeah, he got the nice workout and nutritional, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. We know that, and that's what probably helping him to where he is now.
Spending millions of dollars.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And kudos to him. I'm not taking nothing from him.
Oh, you can't.
You know what I'm saying? However, there's one undefeated person.
Yeah.
And that's Time.
Time's always undefeated.
You know what I'm saying?
That man
So
been winning for a long time.
You can get a head start on him.
Yeah.
But in the end, he gonna catch you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is that Brady may have 3 or 4 more years left in him. Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Yeah.
However, this Mahomes, he just getting started.
Yes.
He is just getting started. And so for anyone to say because of how he played, not even say because how he played, because of the result of what happened in the Super Bowl, to say that that's tarnished his legacy is insane to me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That's insane to me.
And Stephen A. Smith was big for that. He was talking, he was tweeting, and I'm just like, really, bro? But then again, I think about...
I mean, my thing is like this. Since you speak on them, on people that's personalities, they have to have something to say. You know what I'm saying? They have to stir the pot.
And that's
keep them relevant.
And that's why I stopped being mad, because I'm like, you know what? You get paid millions to do that.
I mean, think about just to be all that hollering and screaming and stuff. That's just him trying to be relevant. That's his character.
Yeah.
He's being a character.
Oh, yeah.
And so...
I didn't even watch none of the sports shit
so my
today.
thing is like, I watched a little bit of them, and my thing is just like...
I'll go back.
One thing I can't stand, and I never been a person like this. Never been a person like this. I'm not a bandwagon person.
Yeah.
I'm not like... because like we talk about Mahomes, because the results that happen, or you didn't see, him hitting Tyreek downfield and Kelsey downfield.
Yeah.
That, oh my God, Mahomes is not the GOAT.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Brady's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Either I was saying Brady was the GOAT before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or I wasn't. I'm not going to go Brady's the GOAT. Now, because what I seen, I'm not gonna say Mahomes is not the up and coming GOAT. I mean, to me, to give a person the GOAT title, you can't give him a GOAT title
and
4 years in. I'm saying, but 4 years in, you can't call nobody no GOAT.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why I refer to him as Baby GOAT.
Right.
Because
and I think that's still
an
adequate title to give him.
Yeah.
Because no matter what happened yesterday, it doesn't take away he's still the Baby GOAT.
Still talented as hell.
Line him up with the rest of them quarterbacks.
It's no comparison.
Well, all you have to say is this one statement.
Yeah.
If you saying he's not the Baby GOAT, where the rest of them at on Sunday?
True. They was.
You know what I'm saying? They wasn't there.
They was chilling.
They was chilling. They had their feet propped up on the couch, yelling at the screen like we were. You know what I'm saying?
And I was yelling.
So my thing is,
I started yelling about midway third. I'm like, yeah, this shit's alright, done.
So my thing is, you can't say he's not the Baby GOAT because of what happened.
Yeah, I feel
you. Still say then he went up someone who arguably is the GOAT.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Look. You're not going to win them all.
You're not going to win them all, man.
Brady ran into Eli Manning twice.
Right. And
he ran into...
I'm glad you brought that up. So are you saying Eli Manning a better quarterback than Brady?
Oh, no. He just had a better Sunday than Brady that day.
That's it, man. That's all.
I mean, it's just Mahomes just happened to run into Brady.
Right.
I mean, most quarterbacks can't say that they got one over on old man Brady in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. You got two guys, Nick Foles and Eli Manning twice.
Right.
But you know what they had? They had great pass rush on the opposite side that stopped Brady. So let's be honest about that. Which was another thing. I don't know what happened with the defense. They started off hot. They started off good in the first quarter and just that's I guess them play calls played into their head too much and turned it mental.
Sometimes I think in sports, especially like football, once you get on that momentum, sometimes it's like the snowball effect.
Yeah.
It just
and then the avalanches
keep coming. Then any little thing that adds to it increases that snowball. And bigger. And I think like when the game first went on, we was like, okay, we see what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a good game. And then because like Brady and them, they stopped on the first time. The goal line stands. There was 7-3, and that's okay. It's still a close game. and then
the interception happened.
The interception
and the call negated that.
You know what I'm saying? Then Gronk scored another touchdown. So now you up 14-3. You know, and then they turn around at that half.
Got the long pass interference call.
You know what I'm saying?
That
they scored again.
I saw the replay on that, bro. That shit was phantom, dog.
I think that was the dagger right there.
Mike Evans tripped on his own goddamn self.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard to really tell if that was a pass.
Now, when they slowed it down, I'm like, these jokers really called that. But you know, hey, you can't take away from the Buccaneers. You damn sure can't take away from Brady's legacy,
right?
So.
And I think too with Brady, since we're going on his legacy now, I think that I'm just a firm believer in this. When you are a good player, go out on top. You know what I'm saying?
So you saying he should go ahead and sit it down?
Why come back next? Well, why?
I mean, he already said he's coming back
next year.
He said it on the podium with the Lombardi in his hand and said, "Oh yeah, I'm coming back."
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
He did the Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll be back. Well, I guess my thing is this. In his case, maybe finish out next year because that's the contract.
Yeah, let it expire and just
that,
call it a wrap.
I'll be like, I'm good. You know. Because you're going to know, I mean, the problem is, and mark my words, like I said about Pete Rose, I'm going to say this about Brady, you're going to hear this all next year. What happens to him next year is always going to be compared to this year. You know what I'm saying? If he don't, so say like he go to the NFC Championship and lose, then they was like, well, Brady washed up. Brady's no good. You know.
He should retire.
He should retire. He's an old man. The old age had caught up to him. Well, if Brady was 25 and that happened to him, you know, they wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
And my thing is that, going back to my original point, go out on top. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Now, I guess in his case, I know in his case, I don't want to sound like I'm contradicting myself, but in his case, I understand he got that 2 years. But after that second year,
call it done.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
You know?
Win or lose.
Win or lose.
Yeah.
You know, call it a day. Like somebody else that should call it a day. But he restructured his contract.
Ooh.
So
let's talk about it. Let's talk about this QB carousel, brother.
All right.
Let's talk about it because I'm done with the Super Bowl. I'm done with the Chiefs. I got all new attire. I'm on to my Royals. It's baseball season in my mind. But since we still talking football because it's still fresh, QB carousel. So I posted this on our Facebook page when I saw it drop, and I saw. Oh, you got it. Gotta get the dramatic music. Get the drama with the QB carousel. It's the drama. So when I saw that Drew Brees restructured that contract,
right,
and saved the Saints $24 million, to me that was the writing on the wall because he has ever since that loss in the NFC divisional game, he's been quiet.
Yeah.
And he said nothing. And usually if a guy is going to retire, they just go ahead and drop it, especially if it's been speculated all year. We've said it a million times on our show, like, yo, there's no way he's coming back. Like, there's no way. Like, if you don't win it, I don't see him coming back.
Right.
And when you restructure $24 million, that says, hey, Saints front office, get me some pieces so I can make this last run. I'm about to give you all that I can give. Let's make one more run at it and call it a wrap. Now imagine if he takes one more run at it and then you get Breeze, Mahomes next year.
Right.
Because I got a feeling I think Tampa Bay can definitely come back in the same position. I mean, look at that roster, how it's built, how it's set up.
Right.
That defense is hella fine. You already got the pieces on offense. I mean, me personally, I think if you shore up maybe a couple other pieces on the O-line and maybe an adequate backup.
I think they need cornerbacks.
Yeah, but I'm saying for the most part, the defense is still adequate as hell.
Yeah.
So, I mean, take a couple of pieces that you think you could upgrade if you are able to, available,
Right.
quality.
Right.
But, yes, go ahead and do that. But I would probably invest in a quarterback for the future.
Oh yeah. Now, here's the thing. And here's where they need to. Because I saw. I think. Shout out to Sincere. He just got through saying something.
Blaine Gabbert ass just got a ring.
Yeah, I was about to say that's what Sincere said. And now I see the comment said, Mahomes let me down.
Oh, Mahomes let America down.
I was just about to say Sincere said something. He dropped a comment, but yeah, Blaine Gabbert gets a ring.
Blaine Gabbert gets a
You know
ring, bro.
Wow.
Wow.
I think Tampa Bay. He said, "Fuck Blaine Gabbert."
Hey, I'm with you on that.
Well, go back to your point.
That boy's a thief. He's a finesser, man.
I think the Tampa Bay is in a good position if they can get a quarterback that they can learn under Tom Brady.
Bro, they can
You know
set
what I'm
themselves
saying?
up for the future.
Up to be a great team for a while.
They can be that dynasty on the
NFC. If they, man, you imagine, then you can never. I think the Bill Belichick and Tom Brady discussion will be over. If he sets up a dynasty on the NFC.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, if just comparing rosters, of course, it on paper it's a lot more titillating than Tampa Bay. I get that,
right?
But you still got to go win it.
You gotta go win.
Because what did we say all year? That team's been doing what? Up and down.
Now I would give them this. Now I didn't mean to cut you off. I give them this. They had to find the right way to work together. So next year, I guess we'll see what happens. They start doing this again, then it's kind of like okay, you know what I'm saying. But they come in and just be solid,
kind of slowly peak and coast. Yeah, I got you.
They're a good, solid team.
No, I'm with you on that.
All they would need is just a nice quarterback to slide in there after
Brady, and they can pick it up where it's left at. Oh yeah,
they probably gonna have to get a running back too, because Fournette will be old after a while too. But
yeah, I mean he's 27, 28. So he may got like 2 million.
And quarterback years, that's old.
Yeah, well,
I mean, running back years, that's old.
Yeah,
that's like
right.
dog years.
Once you hit 30, they ready to release you, dog.
They got the heat back.
like running backs, they lucky if they get 2 contracts.
Right.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But back to Drew Brees.
When you finish that part, I want you to speak to Sincere's point. Go
ahead.
Sincere said KC has to invest in a solid running back. What do you think about that?
Honestly, Kansas City they just went and got Edwards-Helaire 32nd pick in the first round last year. So I think they invested in that. But Kansas City is a team that has running backs to help with certain gadget plays and trick plays, but they don't use them as running backs.
Right.
So in my opinion, it don't even matter who the hell they got back there because Andy Reid ain't gonna use them.
Gonna use them like they need to.
I mean, look at Le'Veon Bell. He's been a Pro Bowler pretty much his whole career. Stupid decision to go to the Jets, but he still had something left in the tank.
Right.
Didn't use him. I don't know if he was hurt. I know he was battling some injuries. Yeah, but didn't use him. He was active.
Right.
Didn't use him. Darrell Williams.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
He had 2 carries. And he was hot throughout the whole playoffs. He was hot towards the end of the season. Didn't use him.
I be forgetting when he come in. I'm like, oh yeah, I do have him.
Didn't use him.
You're right.
So it don't matter who you. They could have Zeke Elliott back there. They could have Saquon Barkley back there. Andy Reid ain't gonna use him because he's living and dying by Patrick Mahomes. So it's not gonna matter. You know, they had Kareem Hunt, but they use him sometimes as a receiver out the backfield.
Right.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire is almost built the same way, just a little bit shorter. They didn't even use him like that. So it don't matter. Running backs don't matter to damn Andy Reid. Ever since he has Patrick Mahomes, he's like, oh, I got that guy. I'm good. Well, why even use anything?
Got to fill the roster. Yeah. I guess we get a running back.
Why even use a running back?
Right.
My thing is, we have Kansas City Chiefs is one of the only teams that still has a roster spot for a fullback. Didn't even use him yesterday. I'm just saying, probably could have helped slow down that pass rush.
They needed something, bro.
They needed something.
They needed Jesus.
They needed Jesus to play tackle.
Stop the run.
Yep.
Stop the pass rush.
You know what I'm saying?
And have a bottle of wine.
But back to our original point, when it comes to Drew Brees restructuring $24 million, I'm telling you, that's screaming, hey, front office, get the pieces that we need.
Right.
Because I'm about to give you all that I got left.
Right.
I mean, that's what I read. How'd you read that?
I read the same way, man. I think that I was surprised when I first seen it.
Yeah, I was too.
I was like, okay, he about to be next to Tony Romo and them.
I thought
Tony Romo to move out the way, 1 or 2. You want a real quarterback anyway. Come on out.
Yeah,
get out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, old back Tony. You know, but
he was getting on my nerves, slobbing on time last night. Oh my god!
I just go get a nigga a kiss. Dang,
I'm like, bro, just go to the field and just do it in front of everybody. Get it over with, because you just
get on my nerves.
Oh my god!
Come on, do like
he had to wipe this shit at the corner of his mouth.
Hey, you got some right there. But I think with Drew Brees, I'm kind of torn because Brees is not looking like Brady's looking. You know what I'm saying? You seen
it's total difference.
You know, you seeing some rust and you seeing some of that tarnish coming off that paint job.
Durability issues.
Yeah, so I'm like, I know you want to get another Super Bowl. I know you want to get another one.
Well, sometimes you need to let it go.
Sometimes you gotta take the
let it go, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Or take the Kenny Rogers approach. Gotta know when to
hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. It's like, hey, I'm like you.
And like, you better count your money. You know what I'm saying?
Said I learned that mistake when I was gambling one time. Bro, I was at the roulette table, bro. I was up 600, bro.
I see.
And I got the liquor got the flowing, and I didn't fold them, man.
You should never gamble and drink.
Hey, never.
You know what I'm saying? Never gamble and drink. That's why they give y'all liquor.
Yeah.
Go ahead, have another.
Yeah, have another.
It's on the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know you're going to be in there like,
boy, I was in that.
Put it all on black. You heard what Wesley said.
Yeah. Boy, I was in that bitch lit.
Right.
And I did that. I was at the roulette table. Yeah. Man, I'm going black. Put it all on black.
Yeah, man.
3 drinks later, I was broker than what the fuck I went in there.
I was like, all right, no money, get up, man. But yeah, man, I just think that Breeze need to go and retire, man. I know you want to get another one, but you're not showing signs that you can do it again.
For all 16 in a playoff run.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Just go and retire, man. You don't have a career that people can look at and say, dang, you weren't a good quarterback. You got a nice career. You got something. It's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have a nice career. There's a lot of quarterbacks out there
that would have loved to have his career.
Dan Marino was a great quarterback. He has no Super Bowl.
Yeah. You at least got one to talk about.
You know what I'm saying? You got one that you could talk about and say, hey, I got a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And not only that, you brought a Super Bowl to
a city
that needed it.
Yeah.
That right there is enough.
Yeah, to me, I think he should be content. I think he should be good, but
running backs help to keep down the wear and tear on cornerbacks, especially when you got a patchwork O-line playing.
Hey, sincere, you preaching to the choir, bro. Right. I was saying, screaming. Matter of fact, me and Jamel were saying that all week leading up to the Super Bowl. Get chips.
Yeah.
Help with the play calling. You know, you going with a patchwork O-line and trying to expect to stop JPP and Shaq Barrett was just asinine. Like,
it's crazy.
Especially Shaq Barrett just did the same thing to Rimmers 4 years ago.
Right.
Like, come on.
Like, remember me?
Remember last time I beat your ass like a snare drum? Boom. I would beat like a bass drum. Boom. He was looking like drum line.
That's what I'm saying.
Boom. Boom. Like, that boy was getting his ass beat.
Yeah, he was.
Man. And that's why it made no sense why he left them 2 tackles on the island with JPP and Shaq Barrett for pretty much majority of the game. And if you notice, Todd Bowles didn't really blitz a lot. And the times he didn't have to, but the times that he did blitz, guess where he's bringing them from? He's bringing them from the corners.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
you have 2 big boys pushing that middle. That's all you need.
Hey.
Once that pocket collapse in the middle, you bring from the corner. So if you kind of come out that pocket, yeah, he is.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
No adjustments at all. Andy Reid, did you really expect that the same butt whooping that you got in the first half and continue to. That was the biggest form of insanity I've ever seen.
It was.
That was the biggest example of when coaching, trying to be too cute and being stubborn and thinking that Mahomes is going to be the savior for everything.
Right.
And just being so stubborn. He didn't want to adjust. I stopped yelling at the screen about midway through third. I'm just like, I'm just done. I'm just watching this for podcast purposes at this point. Make sure remember me, get my material. Make sure I ain't sounding like a dummy.
I ain't watch these commercials.
Hey, let's talk about the commercials. I loved that Tracy Morgan, Rocket Mortgage was a good commercial. Mm-hmm. The Shaggy Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher, that was a good commercial. It wasn't me. Bro, those two were my favorite commercials.
I like that one's another one.
Yeah.
But one thing I would say about this year, it was a lot of, what's the word I want to use?
Social justice.
Social justice. We should overcome.
It's a lot.
Commercials.
Yeah.
And I think the Lombardi commercial should have been played at the beginning and never played again because it had such a powerful impact at the beginning. You shouldn't have played it no more. Just played it that one time, just like bam. That's a good intro to the Super Bowl. Let it rock. When they showed it again, I was like, yeah, kind of took away from it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That was a good one.
I think it was a nice, powerful,
and leave it right there.
And I think they should have had Hank Stram in it. You got Casey.
Keep matriculating.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You should have had George Hollis in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, keep he the one in the NFL is where it is now because of that. You know what I'm saying? At least had those three in there.
Yeah.
You know, Lombardi did great. Don't get me wrong. I understand why they give a nod to Lombardi all the time, but the fact that KC was in it, Hank Stram should have been in that commercial.
You know what?
And George Hollis. I think that would have made more.
Here's a name that they really should. I don't know if anybody peeped out the 30 for 30 on Thursday.
I missed out and watch it too. I forgot all about
They should have had Al Davis.
Oh, and Al Davis, right.
In some
iconic,
of those
man.
He was literally one of the owners that said, I don't give a damn about race. Mm-hmm. If you the man for the job, you the man for the job.
Right.
Yo, I watched that 30 for 30.
I think too that
Hey,
that would have been great.
Go back and peep it out, bro. Because when I say I earned a whole new respect for Al Davis, and me being a Chiefs fan, I don't like to admit it because I fucking hate the Raiders. But man, he has a lot of respect, and I owe that man because they can call him whatever. Was he renegade? Whatever. He believed in his product, in his team, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure my team wins.
Right.
And
he putting stick 'em on everything.
Right. Stick 'em, whatever. Stick 'em. It went to court.
Right.
He was like, I'm doing what's in the best interest of my team. And his vision was like not only to progress the Raiders into the future, but the NFL because he loved the NFL.
Right.
And his business, thinkings didn't always translate, and he didn't, translate them to I can't remember the commissioner's name at that time. That they was always beefing. What's his name?
I see it too.
Tagliabue. No, not Tagliabue. The one before him, Pete Rozelle. Pete Rozelle.
Yeah.
And Pete Rozelle wasn't seeing his vision. And if you really want to be 100 about it, I mean, Al Davis as an owner was ahead of his time,
right?
And as in branding the NFL, branding the teams, like before even Jerry Jones. I might go on record and say that Jerry Jones might have copywritten some pages out of Al Davis' book.
Since we're on Al Davis, think about this. I remember the Raiders. Let me say it like this: you can see the Raider gear in almost every state. Somebody rocking Raider gear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how well marketable they were. Well marketed they was. And he marketed them so well. I mean, I remember back home, I had when everybody went on satin hats, I had the white one with the Raider. I just love that color.
That
you
look.
Know what I'm saying?
It was that look.
You took NWA and they catapulted even further. And he was wearing Raider stuff. You know what I'm saying?
One thing Al Davis touched on too. He's like, the first thing I did is I changed the color scheme because I think he said they was looking something like the Rams or some other team.
I mean, but it was it's so simple.
Yeah,
just that black and silver.
That shit was mean though.
You know what I'm saying? But it just like you see that, you be like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that shit clean.
You know what I'm saying? Nice, clean. You know, give you that mean look.
Hey, you can look proper with it.
Right.
You can look gangster
Right.
with
You
it.
know what I'm saying? Right. And I mean, it's so simple, but
Yeah.
you think about it. We got family all over. I say it all the time.
Same here, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when I travel to different states and stuff, and you just see Raiders stuff everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and to your point, that shows great ability to market your team, great vision of an owner. I mean, I think maybe the Cowboys may be right under them with that.
Yeah.
But it was nothing like the Raiders, man.
No.
And then when they added John Madden,
Yep.
who was a very outspoken, very charismatic type person.
Tom Flores, the first
Tom
coach
Flores.
of Latino descent,
Right.
and got him 2 Super Bowls,
Right.
And he just now got into the Hall of Fame.
They had Jim Plunkett, the first Native American quarterback. I mean, you think about a lot of the first that they done.
First black coach in Art Shell. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean the Raiders deserve props. Al Davis deserve props.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point.
So I mean, go check that 30 for 30 out.
I have
That
to
shit
check
is
it
dope. Because they had a stand-in actor and they put like a little mask on him, making him look like Al, and then he had another guy look like he was Pete Rozelle.
Okay.
So like, it's dope to hear kind of like the historian stories of the NFL and not just the football. Kind of like the behind the scenes shit.
Right.
So I mean, bro,
Forgot all about Pete Rose.
it's phenomenal. But we gonna hop back on this QB carousel. I know we got it off on a tangent, but excuse us. Just rock with us. All right.
Roll with us, man.
Yeah,
Roll
we
with
talked
us.
about Drew Brees restructuring
That nigga's
his.
still disappointed.
Drew Brees restructured his contract, $24 million. We both said, we think that that's saving money for him to do one last run. But also look at this. What if he's giving back to this franchise that resurrected his career, and he still might retire, and he's just giving them cap space on his way out? That might be another possibility.
No way to look at it.
Yeah.
It could be.
But
I mean, that'd be dope.
I mean, for the team, yeah,
That'd be dope for him to do it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Because he ain't got to do it. I'm going to get my money out.
yeah, he could.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't see him doing that. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me get my bread. But Carson Wentz,
Still want out.
he still wants out. Mm-hmm. He said, I don't give a damn.
Yeah, he still want out.
It's crazy because I swear we had that conversation where, we said that, him and Doug Peterson, somebody not coming back. Mm-hmm. It's either going to be one of them or it ain't going to be both of them.
Right.
So they got rid of Doug Peterson. So I'm thinking in my mind, all right, well, maybe Carson Wentz is good to go. He's going to show that it wasn't him.
Right.
But he's saying he wanted out too. Now I kind of alluded to it last night on the late night show edition last night. That to me says that he has lost that locker room. If the quarterback doesn't want to be there after you got rid of the coach, who's quote unquote part of the problem,
Right.
and you still don't want to be there, then that to me,
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
Hey,
I think signs of that was showing throughout the season anyway.
Okay.
You had different people saying, like, you have, to me, when you have two quarterbacks and you got, I ain't gonna say, for lack of a better word, I'll say you got half a team saying, I'm going with Jalen, the other half saying, I'm rocking with Carson.
Yeah.
They already show you right there you got confidence.
separation.
You know what I'm saying? So I think maybe towards the end, everybody said, man, we gonna go ahead and rock with Jalen.
Yeah.
And he probably realized,
I lost it.
I lost it, so what's the point of being here? Then he get to be a punk.
Hey,
What you're saying? You know what I'm saying?
I've already said it. Like, stop being a little whiny little
Know what I'm saying?
bitch. Go out there, go get better.
He ain't playing no real team. Ain't nothing out there.
No, but I'm saying, like, where's your
Okay, he ain't playing no real college.
where's your competitive fire? Mm-hmm. If the locker room is all in on Jalen,
Right.
but organization,
back.
that's what I'm saying. Win them back. Because let's be honest, organizations on the hook for $35 million plus.
Right.
They ain't not unless they can find somebody that's really gonna trade for them and actually do it. I mean, he's going to be in Philly.
And I don't see a team. I don't really see a team.
I mean, we've seen the reports.
I saw some teams talking about.
We're talking about Chicago.
Yeah,
I've seen reports with Chicago. I've seen reports with Indy.
I think Chicago and Indy.
Indy makes sense though.
No, I'm just saying it don't make sense. But I'm saying, what you gonna give up?
You got to. I mean, hey, if Matthew Stafford's going for 2 1s and a 2, you got to give up something from Carson Wentz.
But I'm saying, but is he worth that?
Hell no. I don't even think Matthew was.
I think so. I think. Here, I'm glad he on a team like the Rams. So people don't understand how great Stafford is.
Oh no, he's great.
I mean, some of the things you see Mahomes do, I seen Stafford
Matthew do.
do.
You know, I had to.
I'm saying that Mahomes does it better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he's younger.
Yeah.
And, a bit more athletic.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I've seen him from Stafford. No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
with you on
and
that.
I think that you have a better O-line. You have better weapons.
Yeah.
A better defense.
A better organization,
better organization that's going to put
pieces around
you.
Yeah.
I think you should see, next year you should see a true Matthew Stafford.
I got you.
A true talent shine. I mean, he was good in Georgia.
He was good in Georgia. I mean, he never won the big games.
Yeah, he did.
But I mean, you know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I was a knock on Peyton Manning in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And then he came into the league until he won.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So, we'll see.
I mean, and there's no diss to Matthew Stafford. I think he is good. I'm with you 100%.
But going back to Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
I just don't see. Indianapolis has all they need is a quarterback.
Yeah.
And but at the same time,
to get Carson Wentz, you saying some that's going to have to get broken up.
Yeah, and you bring they want anything but draft picks, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Let it go.
Saying? Let it go.
Yeah.
Because all you need is a quarterback. Same with what's the other thing you mentioned?
Chicago.
Chicago, same thing in a sense. I think Indianapolis in a better position.
Yes. Okay. I agree with you 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I think Indy's right there.
Right. I think they're right on the cusp.
Chicago.
Phil.
Yeah.
Right. He used that word cusp.
Cusp.
But but no, I'm saying that with Chicago too, they need a few more pieces and a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So if you start moving pieces around, I have to give up pieces.
They start losing what
you gotta start losing what, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, those two teams.
For Carson Wentz?
For Carson Wentz, man. I mean, he ain't nothing but a Mitchell Trubisky step up. You know what I'm saying? That's it. He
just a step up from Mitchell Trubisky.
Trubisky might be a 2, then it went to 3.1. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that far. That's like you just took you took a Volare and cut the top off of it. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
I got a convertible now.
You know what I'm saying? You add a little style to it, but
put some little dates on that bitch.
You're still driving a Volare, nigga. You're still driving a U-Go. You know what I'm saying? What's the point? You got some D's on that got the roof off of it. You still driving a U-Go. What's the point?
I mean,
you gonna drive to the dealership with your Yugo. Hey man, but I got rails on it.
I keep them clean though.
I want to trade this in for that Benz over there. They be looking at you like
they 10s, but I keep them clean
right,
though.
Right. them 8s, nigga.
You see my 20s? I mean, yeah, they 10s, but I keep them clean though.
Yeah, I just don't know, man. Then you got swallowed. You got to figure gonna do with that money. On top of that,
you got to be able to afford it.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to afford that salary.
That's another thing too. You got to think about the money. What you got to get? What you gonna give up for?
Yeah.
I just don't see a lot of teams biting.
I see him in Philly next year.
I do too. I mean, you go down a line of different teams. I just don't see that need. They need a quarterback. I just don't see. I mean, the contract is the biggest thing. Choking on that contract.
To me, that is the only
you know
thing.
That's the one. That's the one thing you got to focus on first.
You gotta have the cap for that.
You gotta have a cap space for that. You gotta find a way to structure that to kind of
fit it in.
Yeah. And then on top of that, if I'm knocking on the door, do I want to give up draft picks and take on him? You know what I'm saying?
Who's showing to be
I'm already gotta take on this money. And I gotta give a draft pick.
And I gotta take on him. Being a little bitch.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
Nah, I'm gonna call it what he is. He a little mental bitch.
It ain't nothing but, you know what I'm saying?
That boy broken down.
Or Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Reincarnated. You know what I'm saying? Do I really want that? You know what I'm saying? Do I really want that? I said, look here, Nick. We've seen this before.
And that boy is emotionally, he's emotionally fragile.
He is, man. He need to go see a psychiatrist.
You know, one of them
Get your
sports
mind right.
psychiatrists?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your mind right, man. Get your mind right.
Yeah.
I mean, your game would come up. Get your mind right.
Yeah.
Right now, you ain't. You know, you got 35 mil.
Yeah, that ain't
Go
it.
pay for a psychiatrist.
But also on this QB carousel, the Texans seem like they staying
feet dug in.
They saying they
He
dug
ain't going
in.
nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere. They sound like a couple of babes how much she want to leave, and that nigga like, you ain't going nowhere.
No, yeah.
Got her in the basement.
Chained
up. You ain't going nowhere.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
This is almost that
Speaking
situation.
of toxic relationships.
I mean, that is, yeah. This is a real toxic relationship. Hey.
She didn't took your name off. She don't even post about you no more. You know what I'm saying? Your name ain't on her accounts no more.
She didn't change her
right,
passwords, so all the Wi-Fi and all that.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to swipe your card,
decline.
They took all the money out the account, and you still want to keep her? You know what I'm saying? Let her go,
bruh. I don't see the point in keeping Deshaun if he don't want to be there.
I mean, what's the purpose? I'm trying to figure out.
But Deshaun he has the power,
right? But what is the Texans' angle here? I mean, just to be stubborn. You already got your star defensive player. He wants out. All right, you got your star quarterback. He wants out. There's already tension right there.
Built.
You know what I'm saying?
Built.
You're.
And the new GM has to go into this because I think all that shit was built before he even got hired.
Your cleft in the chin coach decimated your team. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have to start over. So what's the best way to start over? First, you're going to need money. Mm-hmm. So you get rid of Deshaun. He wants to go anyway.
Just sign him to an extension.
You know what I'm saying?
Just sign him.
All right, that's silly.
I don't even think that even kicked in because his rookie year is set up the same as Mahomes. So like Mahomes' extension doesn't kick in until after next year.
Yeah, so I'm like,
so I'm pretty sure it's the same with Deshaun.
Go ahead and get rid of that. Dump some of that money. Why wants to? You in rebuild mode.
First of all,
you might as well go ahead and focus. You in rebuild mode.
If Matthew Stafford went for what he got,
right?
Imagine what the hell you can get for Deshaun. You should be able to get at least 4 number ones.
Right. Imagine giving Deshaun and Watt.
Watt could get you a number 2 and possibly a number 1.
You can. It might not be next year, but another year or two, they're gonna forget all about what Houston did this year here. They're gonna forget all about it. They be like, oh man, Houston Texans looking good.
They looking nice.
You know what I'm saying? Looking nice. But to be stubborn,
yeah,
and force a guy that don't want to be there to be there, that's dumb. What's your end game? He not gonna play to like you want him to because he like, I don't even want to be here.
I think it's structured the way the Texans are. I'm talking about up top ownership has really probably got Deshaun hot. And so if he wants out, let him out.
Let him out, man.
Because if I'm Deshaun, one, I got a no trade clause, which is rare to hear in the NFL. So I can pick who I can get traded to.
Right.
And then 2, at the end of the day, he can go the Carson Palmer route.
Oh yeah.
Sit out a year. Force him. Oh, you guys don't want to trade me? All right. I already got enough bags.
I got Corona, nigga.
But I'm just saying, Deshaun can easily say, hey, I got enough bread. Right. I can sit this out. Yeah.
Sit back at the crib like I got Corona. I'm telling you.
I chill out.
I'm chilling.
You don't want it? Yeah. I think Deshaun has more leverage in this situation than
Can you bring me something to drink?
Work out every now and then. Hey, work out enough to stay sharp.
Stay sharp, right.
You know what I'm saying? Just in case they want to just finally come to their senses and trade you. Yeah. But yeah, I if I'm Deshaun, find me whatever the hell you want because my new team going to pay for that shit and write it off.
Yeah, it is.
And we going to be good.
We're going to be good.
Get rid of him. Dak Prescott, I seen the Cowboys.
Yeah, I saw that.
They saying they just
committed to him.
Sign a tag. I mean, good that they are committed to him.
Right.
I think Jerry Jones is definitely going to ask for the discount. You come off an injury.
Oh, yeah.
So that played out well from his ass. I mean, if I'm Dak, I wouldn't sign a long-term contract.
I wouldn't either.
I'd say tag me again.
Right.
I mean, say what you want about the tag, franchise tag. it guarantees you 1 year of a top salary.
Right.
So if they do it to you 2 years in a row, I just came out with 2 different bags in 2 straight years. I would take the tag.
Yeah, because
and I would keep asking for the tag until they want to give me a adequate long-term contract.
I think he needs to get out of Dallas. I really think he needs to get out of Dallas, man. I just think that Dallas, they didn't came to a crossroads. They didn't came as far as they can go.
You think that one was shut?
I think both sides. I think Dak came as far as he can go with the Cowboys. Cowboys came as far as they can go with him.
Yeah.
I think he needs to change the scenery.
Wow.
I think a change of scenery will revitalize his career. I think he just needs to go.
I'll put it to you this way. Mm-hmm. If he stays in Dallas, he's just a Matthew Stafford with weapons, like Matthew was in Detroit.
Right.
Because the weapons are there, obviously, on offensive side.
Right.
We all know that the Swiss cheese defense ain't helping them whatsoever. I don't care what you say. You can have Joe Montana back there, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, playing in the Cowboys uniform. It ain't gonna matter because that defense ain't stopping Corona, it ain't stopping a nosebleed, and it damn sure ain't stopping the offense.
Right.
All right.
I agree, man. I agree.
So I don't care who you got back there. So if Dak wants to win a championship, either be able to nudge front office to shore up some shit on the offensive line, shore up some shit on the defensive side.
I agree.
Then you got a legitimate shot.
Right.
Till then, keep giving me these tags. I ain't signing no long-term contract till you give me what I want.
Give me what I want. You hear that, Jerry?
Hey, and honestly, I think Jerry's the one that's really in the way of all Cowboys.
I agree. I think so too. And that goes back to what I was saying. Dak, I think Dak needs to go, man. I think he'd be better off.
Show his worth.
Right. I think he'd be better off somewhere else.
I'm with you on that because they had
and Zeke.
I mean, I just think Zeke is just
I mean, just think about a lot of players that got to change the scenery and their career just changed. I think
I'll say this:
change the scenery.
Zeke just need an O-line because he's not that running back no more. When he had that great wall of Texas in front of him, and he was getting all them yardage, and you see that the durability issues with that front line is gone. You had a couple of guys retired.
Right.
Fredericks retired. Tyron Smith, the left tackle, he's been injury prone the last few years. I mean, La'el Collins, he's been hurt.
Right.
I mean, Zach Martin, he's been hurt. You know, that great wall of Texas ain't the same no more.
Ain't the same.
So, of course, his production game gone down. But just the eye test, it looked like Zeke's own personal performance has gone down.
Right.
Because he was so reliant on that offensive line. Tony Pollard runs behind the same offensive line, and he looks like a total different running back.
He does. He does.
So, I mean, what's the excuse? At what point, what is that excuse, Zeke? I think it's Zeke.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Now,
but let's going back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
You might need to change the scenery. You know, you even got going back to the relationship analogy. You know, sometimes you get in a relationship, you get complacent. You can grow apart years ago.
That ass don't look so fat no more.
You know
now you just looking chubby.
Right. You a burger away from being overweight. You know what I'm saying? No more burger. You ain't gonna put them jeans on. But
them same handles that got me here, what I thought was thick. Now them same handles, I'm like, girl, you need to quit.
Stop it. Right? But
skip a meal.
Handles and turning the donuts. But
you about foolish as hell.
But my point is, like, you know, and like with a relationship, you know, you realize the jaw drifted apart a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? But just going through the motions. Yeah. You know, because it's what familiar. It's familiar to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm waking up to you all the time. It's familiar to me. You know, whatever that little routine we have is familiar. I think that with Zeke, it's like that. It's like this now. This relationship become familiar. I'm just going through the motions, and sometimes I change of scenery. Revitalize that.
Jump started again.
It's like when you get new booty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Start doing that beat it up dance again.
You're excited. You know what I'm saying? Woo! What you doing, girl?
Some of this
You know
new
what I'm
train.
saying? You know what I'm saying? What you doing, girl? You know what I'm saying? Because it's new booty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I think Zeke just needs some new booty.
Needs some no. That boy needs some no.
That's it. I think he gets some new booty, man. He gonna revitalize his career. Shout out to Buffalo. You know,
You said that. I mean, I wouldn't.
I think Buffalo, man, would be a nice spot for him. So Zeke, hey, give me a call, man.
Hey, Buffalo.
I'm gonna tell you, your new booty's in
Hey,
Buffalo.
you get all right. So, what? I think Indianapolis. If
Indianapolis
they can get
be
him
nice.
on a low on a restructured contract.
Yeah.
Because that some of them contracts that Dallas was doing just didn't make no sense
At all.
At all.
At all.
Like Zeke's contract didn't make sense. I don't
Right.
know. I don't know why you would pay the running back before the quarterback anytime.
Jerry Jones be on on a whole nother level of the game. Jerry Jones be
I
on
mean,
some.
then he re-signed Amari Cooper. Then
Right.
then he gave money to Jalen Smith.
And
And
Amari Cooper should have took a discount.
and they gave up 2 number ones for him.
Right. Right.
Ooh.
Saying, man, it's just like, mark my words, man. If those two get moved,
Yeah.
you'll see a whole different player.
Oh, yeah.
2 different players.
I
whole
think
different
so.
players, man. I think they need to move. It's just that relationship is just done.
Same with Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Sam Darnold also.
Multiple teams
A lot of
called
people
the
calling for
Jets.
him. You know what I'm saying? The Jets is gonna go with another quarterback. That's just
I think it's inevitable.
it's inevitable. You know what I'm saying? Why not go through the draft or the Texans go ahead and get up off of Deshaun, whatever. You know, they gonna get another quarterback. They tired of Sam, or Sam probably tired
Tied
of
it
them.
down.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Because I mean,
And playing in New York is rough anyway.
media wise for
Yeah,
sure.
media-wise,
Because
you know.
they'll brutalize you in the media
Yeah.
for your performance for
Your
sure.
performance. And sometimes that wears on your psyche.
Yeah.
You know, you take that into the game and takes it, and that translates into your gameplay. And sometimes going back to I said,
It's probably the same thing with Wentz.
he needs a new booty too.
Because Philly's the same way.
When's it sorry, man?
Well, yeah, he's sorry, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
like that media man, them fans,
Well, them fans in
ruthless.
Philly in the whew,
Hey.
they notorious.
Bruh, if you turn on the sports radio and you play for a sports team in Philly, just don't do it. Just,
Right.
Just don't even turn it on.
Don't even turn on sports.
Yeah.
At all.
Especially if you,
Don't even watch it.
especially if you fragile at the mind,
right.
Like this motherfucker. Yeah, don't even do it.
Don't even do it, bro. That's gonna. But yeah, I think you're right on that.
Yeah.
Wentz. But see, like Wentz is just another.
I think he bitch made, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
think he
I think
bitch, man.
Darnold would thrive somewhere else.
He just
And because Darnold is not sorry.
no. The talent is there. Mental mistakes.
Yeah,
he can make some
mistakes.
bad throws.
And maybe he need to get under a good quarterback coach that can kind of correct some of the things.
But I think the talent's there.
Yeah,
I
correct
think
some
the
of the
talent's
things.
there.
I mean, I don't think he's a tier 1.
Oh no! Trust me, I would never go
Right.
that far.
But he's not a Trent Dilfer either.
no,
You know what I'm
he's
saying?
damn
He's somewhere
sure.
in between that spectrum.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that
He has certain days where he's closer to the top,
Right.
and he has days where he's
Yeah.
closer to the back. Like,
you really do that, nigga?
wait, really?
Ain't no takebacks, you know that, right? But yeah, I think that a right team for him, I tell you, it would be good for Sam Darnold, New England.
Man,
New England, I think it'd be good for Sam Darnold because
and that would be stupid of the Jets if they get killed by Sam Darnold twice a year.
I think New England would be good for Sam Darnold, man. I think Belichick can work with him.
San Francisco.
Yeah, San Fran would be good too.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, I mean, him and Jimmy G is not that far apart.
No.
And he at least he stay healthy.
Healthier.
Healthier, right? Healthier. Let's say healthier, right?
Healthier.
Well, he's younger.
Because I'm not gonna lie. You know, Sam Darnold has missed some games, but then again, he played for the Jets. He was getting his head knocked off. He was getting his head knocked off.
It's like, dang, bro, you good?
But I mean, San Fran, Indy still need a quarterback.
I don't like him in Indy though.
Honestly, I do. Reason why is because you give him time with that solid O-line,
Okay.
which is one of the best. Indy has a great running back core that are young.
Okay.
Jonathan
Okay.
Taylor
Okay.
and Himes that used to play
Right.
for NC State. They're adequate.
Right.
I mean, give him some time. Maybe give him some weapons on the outside.
Right.
I don't know what they're going to do with T.Y. Hilton when he's getting up there in age.
He is.
So I look. I see Julio Jones going to Indy.
Oh man, that'd be nice for Indy.
Because you
That'd be
talking
nice for Indy.
you talking about one of those players that need to change the scenery. I think Julio needs one,
I think that'd be nice for Indy.
and get Sam Darnold back there. They got a good, solid running back.
I can see that. I see your argument. I see your argument. Okay.
That defense is solid.
I see.
I mean, because we both said Indy's right here. You know, get a couple pieces, especially quarterback.
Yeah.
They in that hunt.
They in that hunt.
So, but I think we pretty much covered everything. I got a quick little get off my chest moment. You got anything on get it off your chest?
Holla at your boy! Say it with your chest!
Little ass nickel. So, I'm just gonna be quick and real brief with it. So Andy Reid's son, Britt Reid, but didn't make it to the Super Bowl, got in an accident in Kansas City.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Left a little 5-year-old girl in critical condition. Sad situation, but I've kind of done my research, bounced off sources, here and there on the internet, and I mean, we can all, unfortunately, Andy had another son that had a little overdose situation, passed away,
Right.
and then now you got his other son. Whether this is first, I've seen multiple different sources, whether this is first or multiple incidents, with drinking and driving, because he did admit that he did have some drinks. There's no, not sure when the toxicology report is coming out, but in this situation that he was drinking and driving, and this is the more than one time that it has happened, he needs to get justice needs to make sure that he sees to the full extent of punishment, regardless of his last name.
Okay. Well, yeah. Regardless.
Especially because I know how the situation goes, especially in Missouri. We all love our Chiefs, we get it, but look, this 5-year-old girl is in critical condition. Don't nobody know if she's going to survive, and if she does survive, if she's going to be able to get back to normalcy.
Right.
He needs to see. He needs to take full responsibility.
Okay.
And I'm saying right now, if I hear any reports of Andy Reid just kind of keeping this situation under the rug and trying to justify the situation, I will not support the Kansas City Chiefs until Andy Reid is gone. And I'm being dead ass serious, because this situation is nothing to play with. If he was drunk and he struck, because the reports, he struck the car. And if he was over the legal limit, he needs to face charges to the full extent.
Okay.
Period. And needs to get punished for it. And I'm telling you, if I hear anything of Andy Reid or anybody in the front office supporting and trying to give him support and try to downplay the situation, I will take every last Chiefs, anything I got related in my house, and I will burn it to shits. Because that's crazy.
That is.
Especially if this is, like I said, I've seen reports this is not his first incident with drinking and driving.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
And before I do this, I'm gonna say a caveat. I'm no way excusing what he did.
Yeah.
I'm in no way I'm saying that he should not receive punishment for what he did. But I want to ask this question: should something like alcoholism be treated as a health issue? It's a public health issue.
I mean,
Now, let me say this.
Yeah.
You still should receive, punishment for what you did. But while you're receiving that punishment, should they somehow treat him as someone who needs help in a health issue.
I mean, I've kind of alluded to it with the same thing with the Chad Wheeler situation. You still have to pay for what you did.
Right.
But if it comes to it, if it's mental, a mental disease, or, I mean, because they labeled alcoholism a disease.
Right.
They labeled bipolar as a disease.
Okay.
So if you have that disease, you have to treat that disease, but you still have to face the consequences and repercussions for the action of that.
Right.
So I still think you can still rehabilitate the person for the action that they caused, and still rehabilitate and at least put in some kind of control on the disease at the same time. I think that's possible. Okay. Is that too far fetched to think?
No. I wasn't even looking for a right or wrong. Yeah. I was just like trying to.
No, I'm just posing a question. You know.
Yeah. I agree.
So I'm gonna leave it at that. But condolences out to the little girl and their family, and anybody affected by that accident. But I won't tolerate any sweeping under the rug type of situation from the organization of the Chiefs if they get involved. Let the due process do what it do, and if he gets charges, leave it alone. He needs to be accounted for that shit as an adult.
Right.
As an adult, period. And I'm telling you, if Chiefs y'all get involved and try to sweep the shit on the road, I will take all my Chief shit. I will burn it. I will take the license plate I got. I will get a new one, and it ain't nothing Chiefs related. I'm not playing. Like,
there's an opening on the Lions.
I can't go that far and support that shit, dog. Now to y'all show y'all trying to change some shit.
Come on, man. No, don't be like that, bro. Come on over to my side.
Nah.
Come on over to my side.
Only thing I like about y'all is y'all color blue. That's it.
That's a start. Come on over to my side.
Anything you want to slide off the chest before we slide up out of here, big bro?
Yeah. So I was watching the game, and on Facebook, I saw a lot of people posting stuff saying, during and after the game, Tom Brady only the GOAT because the refs. Tom Brady only the GOAT because the refs are calling this for him. Here's what I say to you. Now, another thing I'm gonna pose this caveat. It's not that I'm a Tom Brady fan. Tom Brady did some things that I did not like, especially that flip-flopping with the Trump hat. Didn't like it. I supported him because he came out of Michigan.
Yeah.
But after that, he started doing that, I was really through with him. But just for discussing sake, just bringing this up, did nobody take Jordan's greatness from him when he was getting calls? Did nobody take Bird greatness away from him when he was getting calls? Did nobody take the Celtics greatness from him when they were getting calls? Lakers was getting calls. You can go down the line.
Kobe gets calls. LeBron got calls. KD gets calls.
It happens.
It goes down the line.
Game.
Yeah.
What you should be saying is when that team, why they can't overcome those calls. Now, I will say this. There are some times where there have been calls that was real critical at a critical time of the game. But then I'll pose this part to you. If it comes down to that call, why you didn't play enough to that call don't even matter.
Even before or after.
Before or after.
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, it's not to say that, because we talk about on the show that there's some inconsistencies in calls in the NFL. We say it all the time. That junk needs to improve. They're still trying to figure out what a catch is.
They still trying to figure
out what I'm saying? So, yeah, I will say that stuff needs to improve. But to get on Facebook and try to take away anything from what Brady done.
From the Buccaneers as a whole.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all from the Buccaneers as a whole. I'll go with that too. And just say, it's the referees. Them boys, especially that defense, played their heart out.
Yeah. They whooped that ass.
You know what I'm saying? They played their heart out.
Yeah.
And I think that as sport fans, we do a disservice to the players that's actually out there on the field doing their thing, playing their heart out and saying, it's the ref. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
In the words of, I forgot what show it is. Chris Carter.
Chris Carter.
Come on, man. And that's it. I just want to say that real quick thing, get off my chest.
Say it with your chest.
Yes, nigga. No, you're right though. I mean, I said earlier. I mean, like, take the officiating away. No excuses. The Chiefs had their opportunities and they gave some away. So, and now you got new reigning champions in the NFL, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Shout out to y'all again. Congrats. Right. I'm on the baseball. You know, fuck the Chiefs. I'm done with them jokers. I'm
out to the ball game. Right.
You know, I'm on the baseball, so that bitches are going. So look for more basketball talk from the crew, more baseball talk. Unfortunately, you know, NFL is done now.
I can't see you looking.
Oh, man, come on, man. I just look good in blue, bro.
Shoot, Tigers too.
Hey, look. We went to back-to-back World Series in 2014, 2015. Mm-hmm. We won one. Hallelujah. That's all I can be thankful for.
Because Tigers look like they just going further and further down. I'm like, come on, man. Bring back the glory days.
Bring back the glory days. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, I'm actually looking forward to baseball. There's been a lot of movement. A lot of movement off-season. Players going which way, that way.
Check out our Facebook page. We've been posting on some
man, the Dodgers been reloading.
Oh, my God.
They look like they want to repeat.
They look like they wanted to do this over again.
But the Padres
looked good last year.
They looked good last year.
You know what I'm saying?
They weren't ready for that moment in the playoffs.
Right.
But they did some acquisitions. They got some pictures. They got Blake Snell from Tampa Bay. So, but anyway, we'll get more in depth in the further days. Of course, start checking out the late night edition for all you night owls that up like me.
Right.
Come check in with your boy at midnight every night. You know, holler at me. We could talk sports. You know, I'm pretty much sit on my soapbox and talk my shit. But, you know, come in, comment, you know, like and share that. Of course, like and share the I.O.W. live stream every Monday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where you see me and Jamel.
Right.
Go over to www.ioften119.com. You'll check out the I Often Wonder podcast. We're in the midst of the 28 days of Black excellence, Black everything, Black history for the whole month of February. Black. Mama say, Mama sabu makusa. So
that nigga said.
We got that going on for every day in February. Dropping one at midnight. There's another one dropping tonight at midnight.
Right.
You know, so check that out. Also check out, you know, Big Brother Phil, R. Bach, Daddy Cooks. Check that out.
And LJ Presents.
Yeah. That's about to be
about to come on the I.W. network.
Yeah. That's our boy
I.O.W. network.
L. Jeffrey Moore.
Moore. Yeah. I don't know why I keep throwing an O out.
Because there's a lot of I.O.W.
Right.
As long as we ain't I.O.U. to the IRS. We good.
We shackled.
And we ain't trying to fuck with the FBI. So we good.
We good.
I mean, we got a lot of projects going on. Like Mel said, we got the internet radio app. We got trying to launch soon. We've been testing it out, so I've been doing the late night show on that, and we testing that out. So, yeah, we coming down the pipeline. We got a lot going on. You know, if you're in the Raleigh-Durham area, check out myself. We from some Cater News, madmax.net. Our sister, Black Barbara Walters, Alexis, she does Millie J Sweet Treats. And I'm talking about that red velvet cake be smacking the hog. She also does cater. And, of course, if you want to get fly, my man Jamel got you hooked. Bonfire. J. Edward Collection. I got plenty of shirts. Shorts.
Yes, you do.
Hey, them shirts is fly. And them, not only fly, they comfortable, bro.
Yeah, they are,
them shirts are comfortable. Even the sweatshirts. I love the sweatshirt. I be rocking,
Our bot productions, so if you need promos voiceovers, anything like that, that's part of our network.
Yeah.
Hit us up. You got all our handles where to hit us up. Drop us something, and we get you in touch with the man that's over that. Yeah.
And with that, all that being said, it's been a great episode. 26th episode is in the books.
It's in the books.
It's in the books. We will see y'all again Thursday for episode 27. I'm Wildcard Mar.
It's me.
The man with the grand master plan, Jamel.
Who's the man with the master plan?
World, y'all be good to each other. We out. Peace.